Now let's talk about a woman whose face became one of the most unforgettable in movie history, Fay Wray. If you've ever seen the original King Kong, then you've seen Fay Wray, even if you didn't know her name. For decades, one image has followed her everywhere. The terrified young woman held high in the hand of a giant ape. It's a scene that generations of movie lovers recognize instantly. But here's the thing. That single image tells only a tiny part of her story. Before we get into today's story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit notification bell. Long before Hollywood became the global powerhouse we know today, Fay Wray was building a career during one of the industry's most exciting and unpredictable eras. She wasn't simply another actress chasing fame. She was part of a generation that helped shape what movies could become. At a time when cinema itself was still finding its voice, she was already proving that screen presence wasn't just about glamour. It was about emotion, expression, and making audiences believe every moment. Everything changed in 1933. King Kong arrived, and almost overnight, it became one of the most talked-about films of its time. The groundbreaking visual effects amazed audiences, but it was Fay Wray's performance that gave the story its emotional heartbeat. She wasn't just reacting to a giant creature that wasn't really there. She had to imagine every terrifying moment, relying entirely on her acting to make the impossible feel real. And somehow she did exactly that. But here's what many people overlook. Being remembered for one iconic role can be both a blessing and a challenge. It brings recognition, but it can also overshadow everything else an actor accomplishes. Fay Wray could have been remembered only as the woman from King Kong. Instead, she continued working, appearing in dozens of films and showing audiences that her talent extended far beyond a single performance. Hollywood changed dramatically over the years. Silent films gave way to sound. Black and white classics evolved into a new era of filmmaking. Countless stars faded from the spotlight as trends shifted. Yet Fay Wray remained deeply respected by film historians and classic movie fans alike. She became a living connection to the early days of cinema, a reminder of a time when imagination and storytelling were transforming the entertainment world. As the decades passed, her legacy only grew stronger. New generations discovered King Kong, while longtime fans continued celebrating the performance that had stood the test of time. Interviews and retrospectives often returned to her remarkable career, not simply because she was part of movie history, but because she represented the courage and creativity of Hollywood's earliest stars. Today, her name still appears whenever people talk about the greatest classic films ever made. And that's not just because of nostalgia. It's because truly unforgettable performances never lose their impact. They continue inspiring audiences, no matter how much time has passed. Fay Wray wasn't simply the woman standing beside one of cinema's most famous monsters. She was a pioneer who helped define an era, a performer whose work became part of Hollywood's foundation. And while the giant ape may have made her an icon, it was her talent, dedication, and timeless screen presence that made her a legend. Some stars shine for a season. Others leave a light that generations continue to follow. Fay Wray was one of them.